Hi, this is Cassandra from CassandraTindall.com. Just making a quick video for you today to address a misconception about astrology that I experience a lot. And that is the fact that if somebody doesn't have an accurate birth time, that they can't get some benefit or assistance through astrology, which is simply not true. So I'll just clear off the get-go. Yes, not having a birth time does pose some limitations to some of the accuracy that we can offer in a chart reading. So the importance of the birth time gives us the position of the ascendant, which is the zodiacal sign rising over the eastern horizon at a moment of someone's birth. From that perspective, it then tells us which zodiacal sign rules or governs other areas of life, like your career or finances or relationships. So some of the pinpoint accuracy or the really detailed nuances, yes, they are going to be a little bit lost without the birth time. In saying that though, I have been practicing astrology, reading charts for people for well over 12 years now, and some of my longest and most loyal repetitive clients, we don't have a birth time for. Another consideration is, have you ever read your horoscope in a magazine, a newspaper, or online and gone, wow, they've really nailed that on the head? Okay, so there is a certain divinatory power in the sun sign horoscope. And so one of the things with astrology, what astrologers do, is interpreting light. We study light is in essence sort of what we do. And so each planet emanates different levels of light according to its own nature, the sign it's in, aspects that it's making to other planets, its position in its synodic cycle. There's a whole lot of range of technical things that we do. However, the sun is one light source in our cosmos that does not change. It's constant, it's stable, it's fixed. So with that, focusing a horoscope or a chart reading around the position of the sun is going to show up in a really constant or obvious way. So what is beneficial to a chart reading, more than just reading your horoscope, is that the astrologer can also factor in all of the other planets. So we're talking from the moon, Mercury, Venus and Mars, and outwards all the way to Pluto. And we can look at the aspects they make to each other, the different relationships they have with each other, and even laying other aspects or aspects in terms of technical techniques. So ancient techniques such as Fadaria systems, perfections, decans, terms and bounds is another one as well. So there's so many other detailed levels of nuance that we can get even without a birth time. Something to also consider too, it's only been about the last sort of 20 or so years that we've had easy access to calculating birth charts. So thanks to technology and computer software, we can easily just type in somebody's birth data and boom, a chart pops up. So this is a really recent thing for astrologers. In the past, maths was a really big issue. So you had to be really proficient at maths in order to calculate charts. It had to be accurate. So for thousands of years prior to computers, we made the assumption that astrologers even got their maths right. We made an assumption that birth times were even recorded. Many people in history didn't even know what day they were born. Okay, so there's a lot of complex factors when we think about astrology as an art or a science that's sort of permeated the ages. So there's a lot of things to factor in, and I think nowadays with our obsession for finite detail, we can really sort of hash out the little sticking points around accuracy in computer software. So with that in mind, while the birth time is preferable, it's definitely not limited to that. There is so much more that you can get out of a chart reading without a birth time. What prompted me to make this video was some wonderful feedback I got from a client yesterday who I didn't have a birth time for, who was reluctant to see an astrologer because she didn't have the birth time. So hopefully, she's a fan of astrology now, and she gave me some wonderful feedback that she felt it really helped her in a way that she didn't think it could. So with that in mind, I just wanted to encourage you, just because you don't have a birth time, it's not a limitation. And it just means we have to dig a little bit deeper into and use some different techniques to draw out how the planets, the way the planets are speaking to you. I also write free horoscopes on my website. So each month I post a monthly horoscope on my horoscopes page, which you're welcome to read and see how that sun's position in the sky can also really benefit you in terms of cycles of timing. So hopefully that cleared up a few little questions or grey areas around the importance of the birth time. Yes, it's preferable, but it's definitely not necessary. All right, that's all for now. Thank you and have a great day.